Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. It's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy here. What's going on, guys? Chris the Absolute DM in the house. How's it going? Raceland's here, too. Hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Glad you're here, man. We got Stout Shaco. How you doing, friend? Noob Ink blowing in just in time. How's it going? You made it. Nothing ends. How you doing, friend? Mystery Cookie, of course. Abner. Abner, is this really your first time in one of the D&D streams? Is that right? I could have sworn you were in some of the other ones. My memory must be failing me. They're all my streams blend together. These and the gameplay ones, you know, the actual gaming streams. It's all the same to me. It's great to see you, though. We got Logie, of course. The GOAT, and Amaro. Yeah, you got the time zones right this time, Amaro. Hell yeah. And welcome back from Mr. Cookie. Thank you. Thank you for the welcome wishes. For those who don't know, I spent the last 2 weeks off. Little personal vacation. Been taking it, just trying to take it easy. But I mean, of course, my breaks are just spent working on other things. But your boy's back. Doing things a little differently this time. A little differently for the campaign diary. I'll talk about that in just a second while people keep blowing on in here. Yeah, first time in the D&D stream, Abner. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here, buddy. I hope you enjoy. Oh, thanks, Stout. Appreciate that. Mountain Standard, 5 p.m. for you. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Mystery Cookie says, love the rock climbing montage. Really good, inspiring. Also want to work myself. Getting old, yeah. Yeah, I mean, shoot. I've been sitting on my butt for the past few years. So, I'm going rock climbing every Sunday now. For those who haven't seen that, rock climbing video on my main channel. Check that out. Climb some rocks. I have a new fitness channel on the Discord, Server of Legends, link down below. If you want to join me in a journey of self-improvement, getting stronger, better, faster, then come over there, track your fitness, share some goals, share some wins. Good time. Yeah, Logie, you're the first person to point it out. I put it on, I think last time, but no one pointed it out yet. Yo, I got the fucking pantyhose pop filter. Now, this microphone has a built-in pop filter, but it's not that good. And this is not just a pop filter, it's also, I'm hoping it'll like dampen the noise a little bit, because this microphone tends to rattle. It buzzes, depending on what I'm talking about, like the tones. I think it's because my voice is also just kind of harsh. So I'm trying to find solutions to make my voice a little softer and for the mic to like rattle less. So I put this on to see if it helps. Don't know if it does, but yeah, no one's called it out yet. I'm glad you did. There they are. I had my wife buy these for me. There's 2 of them on here. It's pretty great. Is Kirsten here? No, she's not here. She is on an important phone call right now, and then when she gets off of that, she'll go and fuck around and do other stuff. She's not in this session. This is a campaign diary stream for the Elder Vale campaign. For those who haven't been keeping up, it is a campaign I'm doing for my wife and her family, my in-laws. We have done 2 sessions now, not including the session we did like a year and a half ago that started the whole thing, but catch up on the campaign introduction video and the first 2 campaign diary entries for more information so you can figure out what the hell this campaign's all about. We've been working on building this campaign during the campaign building live streams. Pretty much everything in this campaign has you guys' fingerprints all over it. So we're going to talk about that today. I wrapped a t-shirt on my Blue Yeti. Yeah, I might have to try that too, because this it's not quite working the way I want it to. It's helping a little bit, but my voice, it still buzzes. It's still kind of harsh on the ears, so I want to figure something out. Yeah, no, it's not a joke. It's actual fucking pantyhose. 2 of them, in fact. You can see them bunched up here on the bottom. I need to trim them. Yeah, in the seam. Yeah, exactly. You can see the seam at the top. True that. Very perceptive of you, my friends. Very good, very good. At some point, my dad stepmom, one of my sisters, my brother, my uncle, and me all went bouldering, and that was really fun. Hell yeah, bouldering is dope. The rock climbing gym I go to has a lot of bouldering walls for low climbing, and then it's got the harness walls with the auto belay machine at the top for some tall climbing. We got both of those, you know, going. Whole lot of fun. Rock climbing is intense, man. Crazy. Requires a surprising amount of skill, too. Not just athleticism, but, like, actual know-how. Like, it's good stuff. And BroTuber's up in here as well. So, great to see you, man. Oh, you saw it wrestling good. I'm glad you did. It was super fun. So, anyway, let me explain a little, guys. I'm doing a campaign diary series here on YouTube where I talk about the sessions. These players are, they're not too keen on being recorded and uploaded. I actually do have the sessions recorded for my personal review for note-taking and stuff, but that footage is not going to see you guys. But they did give me permission to share snippets with you, so we might. I do have one snippet to show you from the session, just from the recording, but you're not going to get like full gameplay of this campaign. So instead, I'm doing campaign diaries, where I basically give you a summary of how the campaigns are going, what happens, what the players did, how they responded, how they reacted to things, and talk about what content you guys came up with and me together in the world building streams, what popped up in the session that they encountered and how they liked it and how they interacted with it, which is a lot of fun to see. And then also touch on DMing techniques that I employ, some things that maybe I try that I haven't tried before, or things that I have done often that I fall back on and can share wisdom with you guys, or things that I don't quite do so well and maybe I want to improve on. This is also a self-improvement journey for me as a DM, these campaign diaries. Having me relay to you how I feel about the sessions can hopefully lead to me being a little bit more accountable for mistakes I make. So I'm going to try to improve from now on, and I'll tell you guys how I plan to do that and stuff, and it'll be a great time. But so all that being said, y'all know what the campaign diaries are. They're kind of a pain to make. I have to write up a whole script, which is basically just campaign or session notes, and then talk at camera for like 2 hours because I cannot read from a script to save my life without actually just reading from it. And I don't want to sit there and read the script on camera. Like, I want to memorize something and then say it, and I can't say lines. I have like horrible short-term memory issues. And then I have to put it in the audio editor, or the video editor, and chop it up and give it all and yada yada yada. It's just a pain. And I said, you know, why not just do it live? Why not just talk to you guys live about it? I'm way better at talking live than I am talking off a script. I'm so astronomically better at improving to a camera and talking live to people than I am at writing a script and reading off of it and like memorizing lines, so to speak. And then it's annoying to edit, and then it's irritating. It's like, let's just talk about it, man. Nah. None of that scripted nonsense. Let's just have a discussion. I do have notes from the session, so I've got stuff in front of me to read, but we're just gonna talk about it. It's gonna be good. That's what we're gonna do today. Let me catch up right here. Amara says, my brother and I were practically being mountain goats, and our sister was super nervous about it. My brother scared the heck out of us by jumping down a very risky and far stop at some point. Yo, hell yeah. Y'all be careful out there. But no, it's fun. The padding on the floor of the gym makes it very easy to jump down from high spots, and I'm quite the jumper. I do enjoy me some drops. And then Jared's here. How you doing, buddy? Glad you're here. Y'all went bouldering at Mount Scoon the other day, rolling and tumbling it down the mountain, almost hitting trees. Jesus. Oh, man. Even great grandma got into it. Damn. Yo, I'm meeting so many people who are like, yo, I like rock climbing. I might become a rock climbing YouTuber now, y'all. That sounds dope. All right. So anyway, now that we've got all that shenanigans out of the way, without any further ado, guys, let's get into the third entry. Well, I guess second entry. No, because there's entry 0 and then 1, and then now this is entry 2. So third entry, but it's entry 2. It's in case you weren't confused enough. But let's get into it here. I've got notes somewhere. Where are my notes? So I'm going to summarize the session as best I can, the second Elder Vale session, and give you guys thoughts as I go, and I encourage you guys to react and respond to what I'm saying as I say it. And if you have questions, please shout them out. I'm going to try and read chat as I do this. It might be a little tricky for me, so bear with me. But I'm going to read you guys' questions. You know what? Actually, before I start... Yo, Five Cats, what's up? No, you didn't miss nothing. I just started. We're going to do a campaign diary live about Session 2 of Elder Vale, the session where they explored Hogwood for the first time. So you came just in time. It started like 20 minutes ago. I'm about to get into it. Before I start, hold on. I do have... Hey, we're over here. Hey, look, what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, look, here, let's look at the party while we talk about it, you know? I don't have to talk, stare at me, stare at them. They're the stars of the show. Hey! A common Elder Vale pastime, rolling themselves off tall mountains. They don't have a lot to do. Hey, maybe not in Hogwood. In Hogwood, it's raising pigs. Maybe in Barleywood, they're closer to the mountains. But hey, it's the boys. Yo, shout out to Bro Trooper here in chat, the artist responsible for these fine pieces. Amazing character art, courtesy of this man. It is them. So, hold on, let's get more appropriate music, some kind of tense music, tense atmosphere for the beginning of this summary. So, did they visit Dr. Ham? No, they did not. We haven't gotten that far yet. I'm going to give you the entire summary right now. Like I said, ask me questions as I go in relation to what I'm saying, and I will perhaps answer them, or give me feedback based on like moments that you like or dislike, you know. Shout out in chat if you're enjoying the presentation. It's going to be a lot of me just talking to the camera for a little while, but I'm going to pause every so often and just talk about how things went. So, without any further ado, let us officially begin. So, Elder Vale, Session 2, titled Hogwood, is the name of the session, because this is the first time that they learned the name of the town and got to explore a little bit and figure out what's going on here in this town. So the session began right where the last one left off. The party had just encountered the campaign's big, bad, evil guy. For those who don't remember, there he is, Netherin Daz, ruler of the Elder Vale. I don't know who drew this. I did not. I found it on like Pinterest, I believe. If someone finds out who did this, if you did this, let me know so I can give you credit. But that's Netherin. I modified it somewhat, but so they all just met Netherin Daz, big bad evil guy. They were all coming down from the intense situation that happened, where they witnessed Netherin Daz take a fresh corpse with him out to whence he came. And the party just realized that they were all branded by Netherin's curse. Oh, you know what? I actually do have that. Let me open that up. We got a bunch of Yo, shout out if you recognize some of the images here. Here's the brand of Daz. That's what it looks like right there. And if you look closely, it's an N and a D. Netherin Daz. That's the brand of Daz right there. And Bro Trooper, you're welcome for the opportunity, man. I'm so glad that you decided to do it. It's always a privilege to be able to feature your art, my friend. So anyway, this is the brand that once you have it, you cannot leave the Elder Vale, or else you die. Has some other maybe some spooky effects, but we're gonna find out what those are next, later in the campaign. So they started the session by questioning Barkeep Joe about how things operated in the Vale. Rhonda, at first, was suspicious of the barkeep when he poured them drinks. He started by pouring off some drinks of whiskey for them because everyone was in a tense situation, so he just started pouring some whiskey. She was almost convinced that he had something in the drink, so she rolled insight, but he seemed on the up and up, and he had drank 2 already by the time she rolled that. And yeah, they started like questioning him. Hoff, our halfling monk here, former criminal turned good boy, our monkey monk, has proven himself to be the wild card of the group so far, for sure. Every group has one. Every group has one wild card, one wacky fella, and this is it, which I suspected because he's played by my wife's sister's brother. So my wife's brother-in-law? I don't know what that, my brother-in-law, I don't know what that makes him to me, but, and he's a goofy guy. He's fun. He's a lot of fun to be around. So I figured that this would happen. So Hoff, being the wild card, the very first thing anyone did in the party, aside from Rhonda's insight check on the drink, was Hoff jumped up on the bar and started to feel Barkeep Joe's mustache. He says, "I pet his mustache. I feel the Barkeep's mustache. Do I learn anything about him?" And I was like, "You learn that he doesn't really like his face being touched, but roll insight." And like, to which Barkeep Joe said, "Is this how you greet new people?" And Hoff's response was, "This is what I was taught in monkey school." He went to monkey school, guy. He has a master's degree in monkey martial arts. Remember? No, my wife's sister's husband. Did I say brother? Oh shit. My wife's sister's husband. My wife's brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law. So thank you for questioning that. Yes. No. My wife's sister's husband. Thank you. No, but understandable to be nervous of drinks. Exactly. I think he's actually neutral good. In alignment, he's neutral good. He's just a good guy, but he's like wacky good, you know. Chaotic good means more he's willing to break the law, sometimes bend the rules, which is not what he's trying to do. He's trying to kind of keep it straight and narrow. So he's actually a little closer to lawful good, if anything, but we wouldn't call him lawful either. He's just, you know, good guy. So anyway, he felt up Barkeep Joe's mustache. All the members accepted their drinks except for Hoff. Hoff did not take his beverage, which comes in play in a minute here. The barkeep sadly welcomed the party to the Elder Vale. He kind of just said, like, "I wish I could welcome you to the Elder Vale under happier circumstances, but you know how it is." Barkeep Joe explained after some questions that everyone in the Elder Vale has Netherin's brand. He revealed his own, and that he had been in the Vale his whole life. He's about 40 years old. Netherin laid his dominion upon the Elder Vale when he was 10, which was the party's first clue about the time dilation in the Vale. They haven't caught on yet. They haven't caught on to the fact that time moves slower in the Vale, because Barkeep Joe said, "Oh, he took over 30 years ago." But in the outside world, everyone knows that communications to and from the Vale stopped 10 years ago. But they didn't clue in on it yet, so we're gonna see. Yes, wacky good alignment, Rayson. Exactly. It's the best alignment, perhaps. Crate of Hate here. What's going on, Chrissy Poo? Hey, how about that? Been a little bit of it's been a hot minute since I've seen you. No worries, friend. Though, hey, I just took 2 weeks off myself, but I'm glad you're here. So great to have you around. Crate of Hate, welcome back. We're recapping session 2 of my D&D campaign. Hope you enjoy the show. Shout out in chat if you like what you hear. So anyway, Morgane said to Barkeep Joe she expressed some confidence in taking down Netherin Daz. She's moving quick here on the whole playing heroes aspect, because she said, "We're not going down without a fight." To which Barkeep Joe's like, "Fight? What, you're gonna fight him? What? Really? All right." Like, to the barkeep, it's kind of out of left field. Like, oh, okay. But you got to remember that these four heroes here are enlisted in the Adventurers Guild, so they fancy themselves do-gooders, doers of good. But Barkeep Joe is not convinced that they're going to be able to do much against Netherin Daz. Rhonda asked if anyone else has tried to fight Daz. On that note. To which Joe said plenty have and failed. Plenty have tried and failed, but he said 4 adventurers, in particular, not them obviously, 4 adventurers before, had gotten closer than anyone else at taking down Daz. All 4 of those heroes either gave up or died, except for one. You guys remember from the world building streams, Tanner Harsk. Tanner Harsk is the gentleman who left the Vale, kept himself alive with health potions all the way to Viella, and then died as he stumbled through the Adventurers Guild door with the note that asked the adventurers to help the Elder Vale. That was Tanner Harsk, the last of 4 heroes who were native to the Vale that went on their own quest and failed. They are all either dead or missing or retired somewhere in seclusion. Five Cats ask, did they learn about the Blankers, which are the generals of Netherin Daz? No, they did not. Not yet. We haven't got around to that yet. Also, Creative Hate says, glad to be back. It feels really good to be here again. So glad to see all familiar faces like Abner, Logan, Bro Troop. Of course. We got the whole crew here. Already fun regardless. I'm already without the context, says Joshua. Hey, I hope so. I hope you're having a good time despite that. And I hope to, fill in the blanks as possible. So, Barkeep Joe revealed that Tanner Harsk, the one remaining hero, did not have any family, but trained under an old sort of veteran named Cecil Dosset. Now, the name Cecil, C-E-C-I-L, I learned was usually pronounced Cecil, but you do pronounce it Cecil sometimes. Some countries do pronounce it Cecil, so I'm not wrong. But the party members started like kind of getting confused. They started calling him Cecil or Cecil, and I'm like, no, it's Cecil. But goddamn it, I'm the DM. I say his name is Cecil. But here's Cecil Dosset, who is the mentor of Tanner Harsk. I have an image on here, again, not illustrated by me or anyone that I know personally. I just found it on Pinterest. Actually, it's not here. It is. Here we go. There's him. So if you know who, it's something I found on Pinterest. No affiliation. Sort of a grizzled swordsman. He's not normally strapped like that. I think he's a Witcher character. He's got the Witcher thing on his neck. I don't know who that is, but hey, that's him. They haven't found the glyphs yet, Medical Meme. No, they have not. That'll be the next session, or no, 2 sessions from now, probably. Cicero, yeah. Yeah, Tanner's dead. Of course, he was dead in the first session. He was dead in session 1. That was him that went through Adventurers Guild door and died. Yes. It's great to catch up with Creative Hate. It is great to have you back. So anyway, this guy is the mentor to Tanner Harsk. He's still somewhere in town, but we don't know where he is. He's kind of in seclusion, kind of a hermit, you know. So so here's where I have a soundbite for you, actually, guys. So at the end of the first session, I didn't include this with the first campaign diary, but at the end of the first session, the party came up with fake names. Now the reason they did that is because Netherin Daz, the big bad evil guy, asked them like, "Oh, what are your names?" That's how he sounds, by the way. "Please, for newcomers to the Vale, what may I call you?" And they're like, "We don't want to tell you our names." And he's like, "Oh, that's fine. But I always find out what I want to know." And they thought that there was something really important to him getting their names. He just wanted to know their names, guys. But they took that as he needs their names. So they all came up with fake names in an attempt to thwart him. They thought that their names gave him power. If he knows their name, he knows what they're up to. Because Barkeep Joe says, oh, he knows everything in the Vale, and you know, blah, 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 blah. So they actually were like, let's not tell him our real names, guys. Let's not tell anyone our real names. No one gets to know our real names, because names have power in stories like this, is actually what my mother-in-law said. She's like, you know, in stories like this, names have power oftentimes. So they're like, if he doesn't know our name, he can't have that power over us. Now, spoiler, and no one who is in Elder Vale campaign should be here right now. But that's not the case. But I'm gonna let them keep thinking that. I'm gonna let them stick. I'm not gonna disprove that. I'll play sharp. Yep. Keep your names to yourselves. That has nothing to do with it. But listen, guys, when the players have crazy theories, just let them roll with it. Let them take it. It's crazy. It's fun. So, yeah, no. Hey, what's up, Danglin? How's it going, man? We're going over summary of session 2 of my campaign. So I hope you enjoy the summary and discussion. Anyway, so cool idea. I'm good on them for coming up with it. And sometimes you do want to let them be correct. You know, oftentimes you do want to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with that. Sure, you're right. But in this case, since we already kind of have everything sort of figured out, I figure it'd be fun to just let them think that they're right, you know, and then prove them wrong later. Might be if in this case, because it's kind of something less important. So anyway, so Rhonda named herself Lacey. Leah named herself Susie. Morgane named herself Lizard. She's the Dragonborn. Because that's a derogatory term that the dudes in the bar called her, so she just rolled with it and said, I'm Lizard. And Hoff calls himself Humph. He always does that. Humph. That's his new name. Rhonda, being played by my wife, Lacey, quote unquote, immediately blew it. She fucking bombed it immediately. Barkeep Joe says, by the way, my name is Joseph. People call me Barkeep Joe. And then she goes, my name's Rhonda. So she blew it immediately. I mean, even names do have power. He can scry them for their real names anyways. Exactly, Jared. He doesn't need... He can know their real names by scrying. Exactly. So I do have the clip. Actually, hold on. Let me actually switch over. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me pull up the stream and the audio, because I actually have this clip. The moment my wife fucking blew it and gave away her real name immediately. I've like I said, my folks don't want this to be like a full stream play, gameplay, but they're out here with like little clips, laughing and yelling and stuff. Here is the clip. But I see him coming from time to time. Oh, wait. By the way, I don't know if I introduced myself. Name's Joseph. Most people call me Barkeep Joe.
Nice to meet you, Joe. My name's Rhonda. No, my name is... Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
I ruined it already. That's not my name. I had such good intentions.
So, that was the moment she fucking blew it. My name's Rhonda. Just silence as everyone is like, you fucking moron. That's not my name. They call me Lacey. That is my name. So anyway, that was your audio snippet from the session. We'll play over Discord, so we have everyone recorded. The moment she realized she fucked up. Yep. It would be the paladin, right, guys? It would be the lawful good paladin that fucking forgets the plan to come up with fake names. So, he was like, okay, so your name's Rhonda, okay, and then you're Susie, you're Lizard, and what was your name? To the halfling, Hoff, and Hoff just goes, Humph! And then Joe is like, okay, first he touches my face, now he won't tell me his name. He just thinks he's going, Humph! Like, your friend is really odd and not very friendly. So, off to shenanigans ensued. It was great. No room for deception check if you accidentally tell the truth. That's exactly right. Unless you take the Gift of Gab spell introduced in the Acquisitions Incorporated book, which allow you to rewrite the last 6 seconds of things you said. It's a fun spell. Great for bards. Yeah, she got 2 in characters right. Yeah, Creative Hate. Well, I'll give you more snippets. I didn't have time to listen to the notes in very much detail this time, and there wasn't many moments like that. There were like laughs or screams or like there's not many hype moments, but I will give you more moments like that in the future. I will try to look out for them for sure, especially during combat for crits and stuff. Anyway, so one mistake I made is I had failed to set up the scene in the inn right off the bat. I just kind of jumped into roleplay, but I took a moment at this point to catch myself and describe how there are 2 other characters in the inn. Monty, who is the lumberjack that we came up with, that killed the other guy, Ron, at the end of the first session. So Monty was there in the fetal position crying because he just killed his friend. And Serena, the town weaver, sitting down in the booth on the side. They were both there. And Hoff had purchased a blanket from the store in Viella before leaving, solely because, and this is great character building, Hoff's player in real life hates the cold. He always has to have blankets on or a jacket or something. So him and his wife decided that Hoff also hates the cold. The character hates the cold too. Why not? I hate the cold. My character does too. Character building 101. Just give him a trait that is like you or the opposite of you. So he actually offered his blanket to Monty, like a great monk would. He went over to Monty, who was curled up on the floor, and offered him the blanket. It was very nice of him, very cool. And he also offered Monty his drink that he refused. Hoff didn't. He turned down the drink from the barkeep and gave it to Monty as well. So awesome. Hoff has got some brownie points with the town for that, and with Monty specifically. I might have Monty come back later and give him a little trinket or a special thank you. I could have had Monty open up a little at that point. Actually, I should have. I should have had Monty introduce himself and maybe start talking about himself a little bit. I feel like I probably should have, but I was pretty much playing Monty to just be like emotionally scarred and totally disabled and not wanting to talk, just in a complete, just shut down because he just killed his best friend. So probably the right choice roleplay wise, but maybe not the right choice in terms of information I want the party to get, but you know, no big deal, whatever. So moving on. Rhonda asked Barkeep Joe what kind of deal he has with Daz. You guys remember Nether and Daz paid Barkeep Joe some gold in exchange for Ron's corpse that he took out. Joe explained that Daz fancies himself a fair and honest man. You know, Nether and Daz, pure evil, but you know, he'll make it worth your while when he wrongs you or scars you by having someone die in front of you and then he takes the corpse. And he's probably an honest man. He probably doesn't rely too much on trickery. He might, you know, bend your mind with some spells, but he's not gonna lie to you. You know, he's not gonna slight you. Yeah. He's not really lawful evil though. He's just kind of pure evil. So anyways, he paid Barkeep Joe the gold, and Barkeep Joe explains how Nether and Daz always pays either the family victim or like the owner of the property of the fresh, you know, where the person died. And he's been doing this for a very long time. Ever since the death started happening, you know, 30 years ago. Although lately, the deaths have been increasing. Now it's about every 10 days or so that someone ends up killing each other, and then he comes to collect the corpse, you know? Yeah, Creative. Hey, you know it. You know how it goes. What's up, CPR? Welcome. We're summarizing the stream. Go back and watch from the beginning if you want to hear the whole story. Otherwise, just sit back and relax. The party's in the tavern asking Barkeep Joe about what's going on with Nether and Daz. Joe says that the gold is not normal, and that he warns the party not to accept anything from Daz at all. Joe explains that he, actually at this point, Leah, my mother-in-law's character, asked Barkeep Joe how he came to own this inn, to which Joe said that he purchased it and refurbished it a long time ago. The inn is called Boar's End, as you guys remember. Barkeep Joe also theorized to the party that Netherin turns his corpses into the undead minions he has, like the ones that accompanied him to collect Ron's corpse, one of which actually tackled Rhonda when she tried to make a move on Daz. So they saw some, I think I described them as like orc-like in appearance, you know, semi-humanoid, but definitely monstrous in nature. Hey, lurk away, Creative Hate. Great to have you lurking. The party examined the gold. They didn't want to touch it. Barkeep Joe wanted not to touch it, but they examined it from a distance. And I described that it had an almost holographic effect where you hold up the gold to the light, and when you tilt it, or when you look at it from different angles, the figure of the monarch on the coin, like the king or emperor that's on the coin, it would like a holographic trading card would turn into the face of Daz when it hits the light just right. Pretty cool. The party examined the gold. Like I said, they didn't touch it. Morgaine rolled a nat 20 on Arcana check to deduce that the gold likely imparts a curse on whoever accepts it. And that a remove curse spell would likely free a person from the gold's clutches. So, Rhonda can get that spell later on, so she might take remove curse later on to help free people from the gold's curse. Barkeep Joe gave them each a room for free, and he admitted that he lied earlier about not having rooms. He just wanted to keep him safe because he knew that something was about to happen. At which point, Rhonda, big brain on Rhonda, asked the big question. She said, wait, you asked us to leave earlier because you knew that something was going to happen? How'd you know something was going to happen? Ooh. So Rhonda asked the big brain question. And Joe said to that not only does Dad seem to know everything that happens in the Vale, but he also has placed some kind of effect on all of its inhabitants. The effect that we called the anger meter, or the emotions meter. I think, during the world building stream. So basically, tensions rise and emotions ramp up over the course of a week or two until someone inevitably snaps and kills someone else. Then everything resets and things go back to normal, only for the process to repeat. Someone always snaps, someone always dies. And then, every time someone dies, another one dies, or one of his cronies, one of his generals, the Seeker, comes to reclaim the corpse. Since everyone's been getting stressed out about a festival coming up, that's why tensions are kind of high, stress is high, and it kind of expedited the process a little bit. Yes, Abner. The whole town reeks of necromancing. Loki, we touched a prison once and the people inside just straight up died. Are you referring to the prison, the Gulag of Legends? That's what happened in my prison. Anyway. Morgaine then rolled an Arcana check on the concept of the emotions rising and people dying, and rolled another nat 20. But I really couldn't tell her much because there's no way for her to actually know for a fact. So I basically just re-explained the phenomenon more thoroughly, more clearly in terms of what they were able to perceive, which is that Monty was there on the floor in the fetal position crying that he killed someone, which makes it very obvious that he was affected by magic, and then the acute effect of the spell stopped. It's gonna go back up, but, you know, now no one here is affected by it since it reset with the killing. And that brings me to a quick topic, sort of advice, tips thing that I want to give you guys, and that is on the subject of nat 20s. Now, a lot of DMs might see that she rolled a natural 20 on Arcana and said, now, oh, I have to explain everything to her. Crap. That's not true. If we're talking about the rules of D&D, guys, a nat 20 or natural 20, that means, you know, a 20 on the die, is only an automatic success and therefore a crit on attack rolls, not ability checks, not saving throws. A nat 20 on an Arcana check, or any, you know, stealth check, any skill check for that matter, doesn't actually mean anything. Nat 20s don't mean shit. Now, if you're a cool DM, you'll treat the hype with some respect and you'll give a little extra from a critical success, as we call it. But you don't have to actually make it automatically succeed. You know, if you're rolling a deception check on someone and there's no way this character can deceive them, you know, oh, I attempted to deceive the king into giving me his kingdom. Like, no, you're gonna fail. I don't care if you rolled 20. You failed. I see a lot of stories on, like, Reddit and Facebook and whatever. People will be like, nat fucking 20. I rolled a nat 20 to see if I could fly, and I rolled a nat fucking 20. And the DM said, oh no, now you can fly. And now I am the flying dwarf because I rolled a nat fucking 20. It's like, guys, the nat 20 doesn't let you break the rules. Doesn't let you get your way no matter what. So, there's your advice, you know. Respect the hype, but also, like, you don't... The solution to this is don't let them roll unless you're prepared for it to be a success, basically. If it's an automatic fail, just say, no, you can't. So that's my short-term advice. I'll give you full advice on that kind of thing later. Yep, nat 20 does not mean you ace it. If you pass the check, and it's a nat 20, you can throw some flavor on there, throw in some style, but don't feel obligated to be like, yes, you have to succeed because the dice demanded it. Like, not true. Five Cat says, sorry, I missed your thing there. I remember being trapped on Spider Island. Chris gave me coal, though, so it was nice. Oh, yeah. I thought it was obsidian. That wasn't Spider Island, by the way. That's just a floating island. Spider Island somewhere else. I think. Exactly, Logan. Yeah. So I treated this nat 20 with some respect by saying, okay, I'm gonna explain clearly everything you can know about this, but there's so much about this that you just cannot know. There's no way you know it. So, sorry, you don't just know everything about the magic. But, since you rolled a nat 20, I'll give you something good. Yeah, some GMs will just let you do anything you want with a 20. It's kind of like, it kind of kills the immersion, kills the semblance of realism that you have, you know? You have to keep things grounded a little bit. You can't just, if I roll a nat 20, I can fly. Oh, look, now I can fly, yay. Like, well, okay, well, fucking, oh well. Like, no. So anyway, enough about that. Just a little tangent. It's kind of a nitpick of mine, a pet peeve, I guess I should say, when people Nat fucking 20. I don't like that. So anyway, Hoff brought up, the barkeep mentioned the festival. Hoff brought up the festival that Joe mentioned. So Joe explained Hogfest to the party. The term Hogfest came up before, I think, the term Hogwood, the name of the town. Could be wrong on that, but he talked to me a little bit about Hogfest and the games that would be played and the food and stuff and events. And they have a live band now. What is it? Pierce the Veil or Breach the Veil? Beyond the Veil. That's the Bard band. Beyond the Veil. They're booked for the Hogfest. That'll be fun. Hoff asked another big brain question. He said, "Can Netherin possess animals?" Barkeep Joe said that he has not observed any weird behavior from animals and states that he's never seen undead animals. He's never seen hogs being controlled by Netherin Daz. So he doesn't think so. So Hoff said, okay, well, if that's the case, it seems that Netherin is more interested in humanoids. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, good deduction. It's true, Netherin doesn't give a shit about animals. The Hogs and Hogwood are going to be acting out a little later in the session for different reasons that you and I know, some of us who are at the world building streams, but Netherin does not influence animals. He's interested in humanoids. Why? Because he wants the soul. So the party's on the right road for that one. That's cool. Leah and Rhonda spoke with Serena for a little bit. Serena described Cecil as being older and gray with a beard with many scars. And that was the end of the night. The next morning, the party had breakfast. I really enjoyed hearing what the party ordered for breakfast. Food scenes are always so fun for characters or for players to describe their characters because you can tell a lot about a character by the food that they order at the inn. It's very fun. Leah had some scrambled eggs and an apple. She is the elf, so of course she would eat an apple. Eat fruit from the forest. Hoff was really entertaining because he's like, "Do you have smoothies?" And I'm like, the waitress was like, "Smooth what? What are those?" Because smoothies don't really exist in medieval times. But then Hoff was like, "Okay, so get some." She's like, "I don't know what that is, but if you describe it to me, I can make it." And he's like, "Take some peanut butter, some banana, some milk, and mash it all together. Do you have some oats?" She's like, "Yeah, I have oats." Like, put those in there too. So he basically invented the smoothie in this world. Peanut butter doesn't probably quite exist yet. More like peanut paste, Peanut paste mixed with oil, so you can get like a ye old peanut butter. And so he basically just had this like mushy, breakfast in a cup. He made ye old smoothie. What's up, Evelyn Prince? Finally managed to make it to a stream of yours. Glad it was a D&D one. Can't wait to see where it all goes. Yeah, we're summarizing the second session now. Go back and watch the full VOD if you want the entire story. I threw in some cool advice and stuff as well. But right now, the party just woke up the next morning after meeting Netherin Daz. Hoff invented ye old smoothie. Where's them tunes at? Give me them tunes again, boy. Also, Joshua says, "My dad's friend is running a campaign, and what he's doing with it is, if we get close enough to making a roll, and he thinks it would be funnier that we made it, he'll sometimes let it happen anyway." And that's a good thing to do sometimes as well. It's all about the tone, and it's all about the how should I say? The tone and precedent and like what kind of campaign it is. If it's a kind of campaign where you really like the silly stuff and you don't mind things getting wacky and out of control, it's like, oh, screw it, yeah, you actually made it, that's fair. But at the same time, some DMs, more like myself, respect the integrity of a good DC, and if you fail, I'm sorry, you have to fail. I'm pretty, unless I really want things to go a certain way, sometimes I'll do that, but there comes a point, depending on your philosophy as a DM, where if you just let players succeed too often, or if you fudge your own dice too often, or you mess with the DCs too often, at what point do you just say, fuck it, like, why are we even rolling dice if I'm just deciding how it goes, Why don't I just decide everything? Why do we even use dice? There's a whole philosophical discussion to have there. It's a very interesting subject that I'll touch on in discussion videos later, but yeah, no, good comment though. I mean, people run it differently. Ye old energy drink, yeah. Old DM trick of fudging the DC when it's needed more on the if you fail side, but it has its uses. Yeah, it does have its uses. Fudging dice and fudging DCs it's a touchy thing. You know, it has its place depending on who you are and your philosophy. Some DMs are just like, nope, fail's a fail. I don't give a shit. I'm removing myself from the situation. You failed. You know, it all depends. Trying to make your players freak out during tension moment. Roll dice for no reason. Yes. The player's handbook actually says that in the opening page. I'm not joking. It's actually there. I'll show it to you later if you want. So, Hoff made this movie. Rhonda had a standard breakfast. The Hogwood special, basically just ham, sausage, bacon. I described everyone in the inn eating some form of pig. You know, bacon, ham, sausage, bacon, ham, bacon. It's all pig. With some eggs and some toast. And then Morgane had just a plate of meat, and she said rare. And they're like, rare sausage? Rare pork? Ew, ew. And she's like, no, Dragonborn. So good on her for playing her character and being like, no, I'm probably just gonna eat it like kind of raw. So I described it as lightly touched with flame, and that was good enough for her. She liked it. She downed it all. Perfect. Hoff asked the barkeep for a town map, which Joe said that nobody really has. You know, there's no really such thing as a town map. Everyone in town kind of knows where everything is. You just ask where to go. But Hoff wanted a map, so Barkeep Joe scribbled a few points of interest on a napkin, the old napkin, and the party decided they wanted to make a town map. Okay, sure. Fuck it. Morgane, our Dragonborn druid, actually has proficiency in cartographer's tools, and she actually has cartographer's tools. So I'm like, all right, cool, you guys can go make a map, but you need some parchment. So they all said, all right, let's go to the general goods store and go buy some paper or parchment. So they decided that the first order of business was to go to the store and buy some parchment to make a town map, which is like, cool. Yeah. So they went to the general goods store. We did not have NPCs in mind for the general goods store, so I had to come up with some generic, like, default name NPCs. Calvin and Linda were the owners of the general goods store. Just came up with it on the spot. They bought some parchment there. Good shit. If you do a diary in video form, you can turn it into a podcast. I mean, that's basically what this is, right? Like I explained earlier, I used to do Elder Vale videos for the diaries, but I'm like, I don't want to do it live instead. It's way easier for me. What's up, Ruben? How you doing, buddy? How are you, man? Or woman? You, person? How are you, person? How's it going? Good to have you here. Perfect way to make a map. Just have the party do it for you. Exactly. I might have to do that now. Wish more players use tool proficiencies. That'd be a dream of mine as a DM to have players actually use them. Ooh. I wonder if I could give you advice on that. I guess the more immersive and the more like survival based your campaign is, the more they would probably use them. Do your players tend to be more just like combat, just like win the quest? That's kind of our main thing. Because my players were really into like making a map. And Hoff, I think, has proficiency in a disguise kit. So yeah, my players are generally really heavy on the roleplay and just doing what they want to do in character, which oftentimes is use the tools. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're great, Gruben. And then Joshua says, once we were fighting goblins or something, took their dog, someone threw a bone on the bridge, rolled well enough, the dog was able to make it up to the super tall bridge and attack the goblin. Nice, hell yeah, right on. Yeah, no, but they went for it. I think the players, since they're new players, since these are new players, I think they're really, really excited to just look at the shit on their sheet and be like, oh, what can I do with this, you know? So in this situation, I don't know, I guess Hoff doesn't have the map. Well, Hoff and Morgane's players are married, so I guess maybe Hoff was looking at Morgane's sheet. I don't know, but they basically really wanted to make a map, first things first, and then Morgane pointed it out that she had the cartographer's tool, so they went and did it. So anyway, general goods store. They went. This is one other funny moment happened here. They flip depending on the session, but I understand the theory behind how to use it. Cool. Awesome. I think it's more fun to do the diary as a live stream. If you think that, then I'm glad, because I do too, because I hate producing... I don't hate, but producing the videos is more of a pain than just talking live to you guys. That's cooler, and it's more laid back, more chill. So, at the general goods store... Okay, so this is the funny thing that happened. Morgane, before they left for the quest, back in Vila, back in their hometown, outside the Elder Vale, Morgane actually bought some holy water from the local priests. She just thought it was really cool and decided to buy it. Now that they met Netherin Daz and his undead minions, she was like, hey, holy water, I don't really know what it does. She's a new player, brand new to D&D, but she's like, that sounds like it's probably going to be useful for this really evil man and his evil undead minions. And I'm like, I'm not going to say yes, but it's definitely a good theory. So she went to the general goods store here in Hogwood and said, you guys have any holy water? And Linda, the general goods store owner, his wife, was like, no, we don't carry holy water, but you can go ask maybe the priests at the All Temple, and maybe they can get you some. And they're like, cool. So now the party's like, let's go to the temple to buy some holy water. They're just going all over the place. Now, Leah had already theorized that they should go find and talk to Cecil, because he's the one who knows, or who knew Tanner Harsk. And, the party was behind that idea, and also just ask around about Tanner in general and Netherin Daz in general. So they all knew that the quest was to go find Cecil, the trainer of Tanner Harsk. But they're all over the place, wanting to make a map, wanting to get holy water, and I'm like, sure, yeah, go guys, do it. So they're taking the time, which is nice. It's great. Oh, Rhonda at this point also, just because my wife is a total goober, asked the storekeeper about the festival games. The pig race, hog catching, beat the hog, which is like a big piñata, the hog festival, hog fest games, Hogtoberfest. Rhonda asked the general goods owners about the games and if the game runners would be okay with having an adult round of some of the pig games to play, so Rhonda could play and not have to dunk on the little kids. She's like, can the adults play the games too? Maybe have an adult round? And the general goods store owners are just like, I don't know. Talk to some of the festival managers, maybe? So Rhonda's really interested in Hogfest and playing the games. Dang it, can't blame her. It's gonna be fun. Hogfest is gonna be fun, guys. 2 sessions from now, we're gonna do Hogfest itself. Hopefully, maybe. Grubin says, one of my players has low charisma, attempts to do a charisma check and convince an NPC to pay them more. As a new player, he rolled a nat 20 again. See, in that situation, even if they have a low charisma, even if they have a negative, I would probably respect the crit and just be like, you know what, you caught this person on a good day. You know, in those situations, I would say, yeah, the nat 20 on an ability check works. As I was describing earlier, though, nat 20s on ability checks don't necessarily have to be a success. You know, you can't convince the king of a country to hand over his kingdom with a nat 20 on deception. That won't work. He's not going to say yes, you know. But in the situation that you're talking about, yeah, I would do the same thing as you, getting like double or being like, you know what, you caught me on a good day, you know, kind of just like, you're on that 20, I'll give it to them, you know, something like that. Beat the hog is a euphemism for sure. Shh. It's not as bad as squeeze the hog. We're not gonna talk about that game, that adult game. Ugh. So anyway, on the way to the temple, I had Rhonda, being the one with the lowest passive perception, so she did notice it coming. I had her roll a dexterity saving throw because a new NPC rounded the corner and ran into her and tripped, dropping her supplies. Rhonda succeeded the dex save, so she didn't trip. But this new NPC was the star of the session. This is the sort of main character of this session, aside from Cecil. And this is, I don't have a picture of her, unfortunately, Moira McAllen, assistant to Mayor Everard. She's an NPC that I created sort of the day before the session started because I needed someone to get the party moving in the right direction, someone who would know for sure where Cecil lives. She's the assistant to the mayor. She basically ran into them, and I play her with like a Irish accent, or the best Irish accent can do, so she's just like, oh, hey there, newcomers, eh? Blah, 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 name's Moira McAllen. Oh, I'm busy getting ready for the festival, the Hogwood Festival, blah, 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 Hogfest. Oh, busy me, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I actually have music for her. Here it is. This is a remix of Yuffie's theme from Final Fantasy VII. This is from, Sienna Wind Orchestra. Album is called Bra Bra Final Fantasy VII Brass de Bravo. This is like my Moira McAllen theme song. She is a upbeat, friendly doer of things in Hogwood. Oh yeah, they're getting attached to this NPC for sure. She's like, "Oh, you're new here, aren't you?" And they're like, "Yeah, we came from outside the Vale." And she's like, "Oh no!" She's like, "Where are you from? Stone Toss, Barleywell, Veilstone? So one of the smaller villages? Where are you from?" "Oh, you know, Logie, you know." And they're like, "Oh, outside the Vale, actually." And she's like, "Oh, bit of bad luck that. Well, sucks for you, but you're here now, so hope you enjoy Hogfest." She's just very upbeat, very fun. Now, this is also where I flubbed the session a little bit. This is my biggest mistake this session. She was supposed to, this character was supposed to get the players thinking, because she's in charge of organizing Hogfest, that what I wanted the players to think was, oh, this person has been going all around town, talking to people, setting things up. Maybe we should ask her about Tanner Harsk or Cecil. Maybe she's the person who we gotta find that has information, because she's been talking to people and she knows everything that's going on around here. But they didn't think that, and that's my bad. I didn't give them enough of a bait to catch onto that. So instead, all that happened was they were like, "Okay, well, careful walking around corners, Moira." And then Leo was like, "Oh hey, my friend Lacey here has a question about the games." So Rhonda started asking Moira about the fucking festival games and if they can open them up for adults to play instead of the kids. And Moira was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea, actually. Yeah. Some adults probably want to blow off some steam. That's a great idea. I'll talk to some of the game runners and see if we can set that up for you." And then they parted ways, and that was it. I was like, fuck. There goes the quest giver NPC. There goes the person the only person who knew where this guy is at the party looking for, and I let her get away. That was my big oof of the session. But I saved it. I came up with a save. I'll tell you in a second. Gruben says, "I made a blood hunter, basically a witcher with blood magic for those who don't know, and he's basically Arthur Morgan with swords and trust issues. My favorite character to play." That sounds awesome. I've never played a blood hunter. It sounds badass though. I want to make some like homebrew classes and shit, or play something freaky so that I can like kind of step out of my comfort zone, try some new stuff. I'd like to do that sometime, but I actually am coming up with my own tabletop RPG rule set. It's been a long time since I've really worked on it. Stay tuned though. The mayor session wasn't a big bait for the party. She should have been. She was supposed to be, but I failed to get her to say something along the lines of... Actually, I wrote... Hold on, what did I write here? What she probably should have said was like, "Oh, my bad for running into you. Oh, my head must be somewhere. Oh, I've been talking to people all day. My mind must be elsewhere. Whew, never gets any easier, even though I basically know everything about the town. Ha ha ha. And the people in it, well, gotta go talk to more people." If I said something like that, then they'd be like, "Oh, she talks to everyone and she knows everyone. We gotta ask her." But I failed to give them enough of an enticement for them to ask further. So they talked. Rhonda, Lacey asked her about the games, and that was it. So anyway, I saved it though, because I also had a plan in mind, a backup plan, to have a little pickpocket kid named Nathan run into her. So my plan B, yeah. So okay, my notes end here. I didn't have enough time to write all my notes, so now my notes of the session end. I'm going off memory now, so my bad if things get sloppy from now on. But so the kid, as they walk past, they notice that another person ran into Moira, and it was a kid, little boy. They notice her fall over, start cursing. "Oh, watch where you're going, you damn kid!" And the kid like scurries off, and they notice that the kid has a little snicker on his face, a little smirk, and he's carrying a little pouch. Oh no, kid just pickpocketed her. So Rhonda runs after the kid, and this is where, y'all, Morgane's player gets a nice highlight here, because she really impressed me. if you remember from her backstory is that she actually used to basically play Robin Hood with the kids in a village. She would steal food and stuff for little kids in the village and play games with them. She has a soft spot for kids because she kids are not prejudiced against Dragonborn. Kids are not stained by the ways of the world. You know, she doesn't like people because people suck usually, but kids are fine because they're innocent and they're kind to her, and they're like, "Whoa, cool lizard person, you're interesting and fun, yay!" So she loves kids, and she likes to steal shit for kids. So Rhonda, being the lawful good paladin, was like, "Bow, gotta catch that kid. That kid's doing wrong things. I don't like that," because lawful good paladin. And Morgaine, Rhonda asked Morgaine, like, "We should probably stop him, shouldn't we?" And Morgaine said something along the lines of, "Well, I would have stolen it for him." And I was like, ooh. Okay, so Morgaine's player. Props for being consistent and playing your character right. You know, playing a character to their backstory and to their personality. Rhonda caught up with the kid, though, and Hoff, I think both, went and caught the kid. Pickpocket named Nathan. Yes. Is there something I'm not catching there? But, anyway. Or Nate. People call him Nate, actually. But, so, Hoff and Rhonda caught up the kid. Had the kid hand over the bag. The kid was just like, "No, it's my bag. It's mine." And like, "What's in the bag?" He's like, "Money. My money. For me." And, Hoff snatched the bag and returned it to Moira. And was like, "Hey, kid stole this." And Moira was like, oh, who, the kid stole it? And Hoff's like, "Yeah." And then Moira starts laughing. Moira starts cackling. And she says, "Did you look inside the bag?" And Hoff opens the bag, and guess what? It's a bag of rocks. And then Moira pulls out her real coin purse from her breast pocket and was just like, they always take the fake one. So she's witty. She's street smart. She's got a little dummy satchel for her coin purse. And so the kid got all pissed off. Now Rhonda had the idea to put the kid to work. Now Rhonda, being paladin of Pelor, was like, "Oh, Pelor, the sun god blesses us with sunlight, but food comes from the earth and we have to work hard for it and be honest. So you gotta work for your food, kid." And Moira rejoined the party and was kind of like, "Oh, that's Nate. He's an orphan. Yeah, him and his sister, their parents died a long time ago during a nasty case of the whole Netherin Daz thing. One of them died, the other disappeared shortly after. But I don't think this kid's fitting to work in the fields, but I could use some help setting up for the festival." Right? So they were convinced that the kid could help set up the festival, which you guys who were in the campaign building streams know where this is probably going. Gruben says, "I'm glad she had fun with the children. Sadly, my blood hunter hates kids." Well, you gotta have some variety. Hopefully someone in your group likes kids, so blood hunter doesn't end up killing them. But I'm glad you're liking the streams though, Gruben. So anyway, so Moira's like, "I could use this kid's help set up the festival," and then now my plan B fully comes into effect, and I say, "On that note, what are you for in here for town for? Do you have some spare time? Because actually, on the topic of help, I could use a lot of help setting up for the festival." And she said, "I can't really pay you, but..." Oh, see, this is where I wish I had my notes. I can't remember if they asked first or if she offered first, but basically, she came to an arrangement where she said, "Listen, in the town of Hogwood, you can't get anything without giving something in return. It's a trade town, right? So, they wanted to know where Cecil lived. They told her that, and she said, "If you help me set up for the festival, do some tasks for me, I'll tell you where Mr. Cecil is." I think they asked her. I think they asked if she knew about him and where he lived, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know." But then she made the trade offer. So, saved. We're good. Party adopted their first child. Yeah. Jesus. We'll see. So anyway, that came. Then came the part of the story where. Hold on, let me actually pull up my actual session notes. I didn't pull up my pre-session notes, session planning notes. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the part where the party helped prepare for the festival. We came up with this during the campaign building stream. So you can help Tom chopping meat. Sorry. No, Tom smoking the meat. Tim chopping the meat. Rorik setting up the stage. Serena the Weaver weaving decorations. Bertha making meat pies, or Thetis, the halfling tax collector, collect accurate spending information from all the festival workers, which is a charisma check. They're all different checks, and the party could each pick one to do, and if they succeed, they get a little minor prize, which is usually just like a discount at the store from that point onward. And if they pass with flying colors, they get an extra reward. So if you'll allow me to remember for a second, I believe Rhonda helped Tim the Butcher chop some meat, which is a Constitution check, which I actually did saving throws just so they could use their proficiency if they had it. She failed hers, unfortunately. So the Butcher was just like, oh, well, thanks for the help, blah, blah, blah. And she went on her way. Oh, this is where another thing, guys. Okay, so this is where another, I kicked myself for this one. I made another mistake because I had a joke in mind and I forgot to play the joke. And so let me pull this up real quick, actually. Sorry, guys. I want to explain this. So for those who don't remember, Leah is a Beast Conclave Ranger. Leah right here. So she has a wolf companion who follows the party around, and the wolf doesn't really do a whole lot, but I was going to set up a whole joke where whoever's doing the meat tasks, either meat smoking or chopping, I had a joke in mind planned where the dog, the dog's personality trait was rolled for when Leah first decided to take a wolf companion. And the personality trait of the wolf is that he always eats unattended food, no matter what. He's always eating food when no one's looking. So I was going to have Leah off doing her task, and I'm like, oh, your wolf is gone. And they'd be like, what the fuck? Where'd the wolf go? And then go, meanwhile, Rhonda over here smoking food. Rhonda, you're smoking food, smoking some meats. Or chopping meats, rather. And, out of the corner of your eye, you see some movement, and you look over, and you just see the dog, like, out from the corner, just like... I'm gonna play that sound effect. And then just, like, Rhonda look away, and then the dog's closer. Just approaching the meat. It was gonna be really fucking funny, but I forgot to play it. Oh wow, I'm gonna do it next time, probably. I'll probably have a second opportunity for them to do the tasks, so... Anyway, on with the preparations. Rhonda failed the meat chopping job, unfortunately. Yeah, what the dog doing? Exactly. Hoff. Oh, actually, I'll get back to Hoff, because Hoff was a more interesting one. Serena the Weaver. Leah helped her. Yeah, Leah helped Weaver, Serena weave some decorations, and she aced that one. She actually passed it, so she got Serena's charm, her little woven charm that gives +1. Actually, might increase it to +2 on persuasion checks if you wear it. So that's nice. And Serena is the blonde lady from the tavern from the inn the night before, so they caught up a little bit. That was great. And then Morgane helped Bertha make meat pies, and she failed that, unfortunately. Again, the failure means you still helped somewhat, but you just don't get, like, the little extra discount or whatever. So going back to how Hoff handled it. Sorry, let me catch up on chat real quick. CPR says, I made a character who multi-class between Barbarian and Warlock. I've never even heard of that. Kind of a wimp. What kind of a barbarian is he if he's a wimp? Has a family guardian that is an angel that protects his family and been passed down. Interesting. Wow, that sounds awesome. Sounds like an interesting character. And then Nick Barry's here. Glad to be able to catch a stream. Hey, I'm glad you're here, my friend. We are talking about the second session of Elder Vale. If you want to go back and watch the VOD later, you can hear the whole story. Put it on the background. I have some advice in here too, strewn about. But anyway, pie burnt. It looked and smelled like charcoal. Well, actually, she wasn't cooking meat pies because obviously you're not going to cook pies 3 days before the festival. So it was preparing the ingredients. So she had to use intelligence check to memorize the ingredients and to accurately measure everything. So she was like prepping. So that was what she did. But Steam times. Maybe. So going to Hoff preparing the stage. Here's a fun little thing that happened too. Hoff is proving himself to be a pretty cool player to play with. So I required a strength check or strength saving throw, I guess, to properly help set up the stage for Hogfest with Rorik, the town carpenter. And Hoff failed the strength check. Oh darn. Yeah, we had a little like montage moment where like Hoff is like hanging from a beam while like 2 guys are carrying it with him hanging it from the center, or like a moment of Hoff like lifting up a beam into place, and then the camera zooms out and there's another guy just lifting up with one hand, helping Hoff, you know. But so he failed the strength part, but then Hoff said, hold on, can I use dexterity to do something? So you've got a player asking you, hey, you're asking me for this kind of check, but can I make it this kind of check? And I said, okay, how? How do you do that? If a player asks you to tackle a situation that you've asked for, that you've demanded of them, but they want to use a different type of check, I encourage you to consider doing that if they can justify how that check will help them. So I said, okay, how do you use dexterity? And he's like, okay, so I basically climb up onto the top part of the stage on the roof. I can run nails up and down and balance into the hard to reach spots using dexterity, because I'm a monk and I'm agile, so I can do the climbing and the balancing and the reaching with my staff and stuff. Dexterity. And I was like, you know what? I'll give you a chance to save it. But you have to roll, but the DC's gonna be higher. You really gotta try hard. And he did. He rolled really, really well on Dex. So I met him halfway. He rolled, first he failed, then he rolled the aced it, the score. Basically get the bonus prize. So I said, so you don't get the bonus prize, but you do succeed. So there's your, I'm meeting you halfway kind of thing. Because you basically, for a couple hours, were failing, and then you decided to be, do something good at the last second. So he didn't get the special item, which is a cart, I think, for their horses. But he did pass it. So Rorik said, if you ever need any woodworking done, you can get a discount on my shop. So good on Hoff for being creative and trying to use his character's strengths to his advantage in a creative way. Bonus points for this guy. Welcome back, Ruben. Glad you're here. So that concluded the party helping out with the festival preparations, and then the last sort of segment of the session. Hold on, can I get the... Then the pigs escaped! I played crazy... Oh no, pigs are escaping music. I can't actually... Oh, I played... Here's the music I played. I played this for when the pigs got out. I did, Oh, first I played this. I played this. And I played this. You hear some villagers yelling, "The pigs are loose! The pigs are loose!" The Cardi looks over and the pig pen is busted down, the fence is knocked over, and the pigs are stampeding. They're making a break for it. So the pigs were on the loose. The pig stampede, the hog peed. So TF2, yeah, TF2 music. I use all kinds of music in D&D. It's just the song. Okay, shut the fuck up, pigs. Yeah, it is TF2. Yeah, you guys know. I was like, what's like a fast like percussive beat for like things happening fast and hectic. I was like, I know a song, so I used it. Yeah, Scout Intro. Yeah, y'all know it. I have a very great like musical memory, and I know like a song to go for any situation usually. So I pulled that from my music reserves. And I was like, let's go for that one. Fuck it. And then Five Cats submitted NPC in the forums. Heck yeah, guys! We got NPC submission forums in the Discord server of Legends. Head over there to the pinned comment in Elder Vale channel, and you can submit an NPC. It's awesome. So anyway, the pigs were escaping, and so basically gave each character 2 chances each to roll some kind of a skill check. They had to be creative. It's all to them on how they're going to stop some pigs. I literally got a TF2 meme as a username. That's right, you do. We've got a demo man going. Hell yeah. Of course you would know. So, Hoff came up with the idea to... Hoff and Rhonda teamed up. Hoff was going to tie a rope to his waist and have Rhonda, I think, throw him onto a pig for him to wrestle with, and then she would grab the rope and pull to help him stop the pig. But Hoff failed and face planted in the dirt. I think he rolled a crit fail, and I gave him some bludgeoning damage as he tripped and fell and got stampeded by pigs, trampled. Rhonda, I think, failed as well the first time. I can't remember these ones very well. If I had time to do my notes, I would have looked. But Leah used her speak with animals sort of primal awareness feature as a beast conclave, or just as a ranger rather, to try to calm the pigs down, and she succeeded. So I let her save 1d3 pigs. We're playing on Roll20, so you can do like 1d3, but 1d3 is basically 1d6 divided by 2 for those who want to do 3. So she saved like 2 pigs with that. Morgane cast Enlarge on herself and grew to twice her size and just started scooping up pigs in her arms, so she saved 2 or 3. Rhonda made another strength check with the rope and succeeded, so she wrangled up a few more pigs. Hoff, I can't remember if he succeeded a second one either. I wish I cut my notes, but and then Leah transformed into her own wolf. Sorry, no. Morgane transformed into a wolf, and Leah commanded her wolf to go round up a few more pigs. So I think they captured like 12 or so altogether out of the like 30 to 40, or 40 to 50, I think, that actually escaped. So plenty of them actually got away. Yeah, teamwork. You right. Oh, awesome. Thanks for the link, Ruben. Hey, No Bark, what's going on? I'm summarizing my second D&D stream. I'm almost done with the explanation, but if you want to go back and watch the VOD, you can hear the whole story. Put it on the background. Stay tuned and hear how the session went, and hear some advice along the way as well. So, they caught some pigs, but a lot of them got away. And Moira was there, and she was all like, oh no, the pigs! Well, we can't have Hogfest without the pigs! And Rhonda proclaimed, Hogfest must go on! That was the quote of the session. If I had it pulled up, I'd give you the sound clip. But, so... Moira said, basically they theorized like, oh, I don't know where they went, but they went toward the Snorting Thicket. I don't know why. The Snorting Thicket is the forest from which the pigs come. And they're like, well, let's go after them. And then Moira's like, okay, I'm gonna get some farm hands who are willing to go in there, and you can take them with you. And so it'll take a few minutes to get ready, but in like 20 minutes, half hour, let's meet up, and you and some fine young men from the village can go and try to get the pigs back. But you can't go too deep in Snorting Thicket because it gets dangerous in there. And they're like, ooh, dangerous things in the Snorting Thicket, eh? But Moira said, I promise to tell you where Cecil lives as a reward for helping me. So here's where he lives, in the outskirts of town, about a 15-minute walk that way. So how about you go talk to him, have your conversation, and then report back here to go get the pigs. Because Hogfest must go on, right? So the party went to talk to Cecil, and that's where the session ended. They had a short conversation with him, which I'll talk about in a second. Let me catch up on chat real quick. 13 out of 30. I see this as a major success. 13 out of 30 to 40. So, moderate success, but a lot of them got away. I don't watch Vox Machina. But I know of Percy. But no, Bark. I'm glad things are going well for you. Guys, hey, listen. Chris the Absolute Legend, or Chris the Absolute DM in this case, has the most positive chat vibes on the planet, okay? Most positive stream in the universe. So thank you guys for being friendly and cool with one another. Makes me very happy. That's really cool. So, party went to talk to Cecil, and they walked up and he didn't seem to be home. They knocked on the door, but then Rhonda rolled perception and could hear Cecil like standing on the other side of the door, like waiting for them to leave. But she's like, I know you're in there. So he did the classic, the clunk, shing, shing, clink, 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 like, 20 locks on the door trope. And then he creaked the door open, and this is him, Cecil Dosette, mentor to Tanner Harsk. And he's like, hey, the hell do you want? And they're like, we were hoping to talk to you about Tanner Harsk. He's like, huh? That damn fool. I haven't seen him in 3 months. Again, 3 months? But if you do the math, Tanner should have left only 1 month ago, right? Well, time moves differently in the Vale, which the party still hasn't caught on to yet, but soon they will. I'm going to drop some more hints next session, probably. Or not next session, but when they talk to Cecil next. But he's like, yeah, Tanner Harsk, damn fool. Just wouldn't give up on the idea of defeating Daz. Said something about heading out and finding help. Guess he found it. Brought more damn fools back. And the party wanted more information on Tanner, and he kind of didn't want to talk. But they mentioned the pigs getting loose, and they're like wondering if Nethrin had anything to do with that. And Cecil's kind of just like, no, I don't think so. But they said they ran off toward the thicket. Yeah. Snorting Thicket, eh? Dangerous place. It's funny. Tanner Harsk used to spend a lot of time in the Snorting Thicket. Who? Aye. He described how the Snorting Thicket was cut in two. There's a fence halfway through that says, like, danger, keep out. Because on the safe side of the fence, you can hunt pigs or capture them for domestication. Lots of mushrooms, truffles for foraging and rummaging. But beyond the fence, dangerous things. And he says, Tanner Harsk used to spend time on the dangerous side. Don't know anything about what he was doing back there, though. He kept it a secret. But I think he had something of a hideout or a safe house out there where he would go to spend personal time, get away from things. All I know is that it sounds like he made something of a friend in there, an ally, someone he called the Lord of the Forest. Who could the Lord of the Forest be? No. Give me back that suspenseful music. Who is this Lord of the Forest? Why did Tanner hide out back there? What does he know? What did he have? And so Cecil says, you know what? I'll tell you about Tanner. All about him. And I do know some things about Nether and Daz. At least some ideas. I'll share them with you, but you gotta prove something to me. Prove that you are worthy of Tanner Harsk getting your attention. Prove to me that his hope of fighting Daz is not an empty one. Prove to me that you're worth hearing the information I've got. Bring me back something from the Snorting Thicket as proof, and then we'll talk. So that was it. No, not a golem. Abner, not a golem. You guys remember from the campaign building streams, a certain being that dwells within the woods. The next boss. It's gonna be good. Let's see. Catching him in chat a little bit. Can vouch for the vibes. Good vibes. Yes, you know it. Yeah, I know that Vox Machina has a series now, which sounds like it's pretty good. But I'm not not huge. I tried to watch Critical Role, and not really my cup of tea. It's good. It's very, very good in terms of quality. Matt Mercer, obviously, is a fantastic DM. Great crew, but not my cup of tea personally. Group says, YouTube says you only have 365 subs. Everything okay? Yeah, that's how many my subs count is on Chris the Absolute DM channel. Chris the Absolute Legend has like 14,000. That's my main channel. This one has 365. That's how it's been since, you know, people migrated over. But there's gonna be some flip-floppery going with my channels in the near future on that note. So everyone keep your eyes glued on the channel for news. Things are gonna be happening. Yeah, the beefcake of a pig, you know. Yeah, this is the second channel. Logie says, yeah. This is the second channel. So, wait, I am streaming on the DM channel, right? Yes, I am. Now I'm like, wait, am I on my main channel? No, stupid. 360. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so Cecil has challenged the party to go into the snorting thicket, find some proof in there that Tanner Harsk was in there, and that that the party is worthy of hearing this information and worthy of the hope of Tanner Harsk. So that's gonna be next session, and that's where the session ended. That's it, guys. That's session 2 in a nutshell. It was about a 3.5-hour session. Everything that I just explained happened. And so next session, they're going to enter the snorting thicket. They're going to fight some orcs, some pig orcs, and encounter the Lord of the Forest, who we all know is Beefcake Pig, the Boar King, which I have art for courtesy of John the Heavenly Buddha on the server of Legends. Here's your preview. Oh, yeah. Oink, oink, motherfuckers. It's actual size, too, with the party. Oh, yeah. Hog King, with his crown of tusks. Gonna be awesome. But the Hog King is not an evil. He's not an evil pig. Rather, he's a guardian of the forest and was an ally of Tanner Harsk's. Jared, on the other side of the fence is an asylum for deranged nymphos. Very dangerous. One of the nymphos is what he's looking for. Very lonely. Oh no! Oh, that's not good. Oh yeah, Noob King also did it. I don't have it on saved on my computer, but I can pull it up real quick if I can find it. Pixel art of the Hog King by Noob Inc. Oh, I drew it too. Here's mine that I drew. Yeah. Beefcake of a pig. That's the one that I drew. Oh, it's in the old. It's in the old fucking thing. I don't have yours. Noob Inc. I'm sorry. It's on there though. Repost it in the Elder Vale channel. Repost it because I think it got lost in the old thread. It got archived, I think, but it's tough. Anyway, sorry, I don't have it on me right now. But we do have a pixel art also. Trogdor was a pigman. Yes! Trogdor! Oh, I fucking love Trogdor. You're speaking my language now. Speaking my language, Tasheko. Let's see. Who would win, 3 Hog Kings or 1 Enforcer? The first version of the Enforcer that we're about to see in the session, in the campaign, I mean, they could probably go 1-on-1. That's probably what's gonna happen, actually. is it's gonna be like a cutscene battle where the party's not really gonna fight the Enforcer very much. The Hog King's gonna come to the rescue, maybe. I think is what might happen. And the Hog King might have a tragic moment. Let's see. If Pig Step isn't the battle music, I don't want it. It's not gonna be the battle music. I'm sorry, Logie. No, I do have battle music in mind. It's gonna be It's gonna be Hold on, let me pull it up. I think. Gratua Kun, Our Vengeance, Mandalorian music. That's gonna be the pig, the pig. It has nothing to do with Mandalorians or Star Wars Republic, Commando or anything. But just I like this music a lot for like a tribal boss battle. So this is gonna be the boss battle, I think, for Pig King. For the first phase, at least, maybe. When he goes on his hind legs, it might do some fucking heavy metal shit. We'll see. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh yeah. I have I posted this too. From Paleo Wolf. They do like cool ass like tribal primal music. This is gonna be the music that plays as they. Yeah, I'll show you the map. I posted this in the Elder Vale channel on the Discord, but I'll show you guys for those who didn't see it. I'll pull it up real quick. I'll pull up my Roll20, guys. How about that? How about some real behind the scenes shit? Pull my Roll20. I'll show you the map that I actually made for the Hog King battle. Muted the stream for a bit because I need to raid call out. So it's medical meme. What did I miss? I finished the summary of the session. You can go back and watch the whole thing if you want. Now we're just talking about what's going to happen next session, which is going to be fighting some porks, some pig orcs. And here is the battlefield. It's gonna where the battle's gonna take place. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on one second. Give me a sec. Can I do something here? Can I? I'm trying to pop this out or full screen it in a way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So here is gonna be this shit right here. Don't you know you never split the party? It doesn't have anything to do with what's happening in the campaign. We're talking about music, and that came to mind. Well, our players already know that rule. We already talked about it. Oh no, I don't want this music to play right now. So this is gonna be the music as they approach the pig battlefield, the arena of the Hog King. So they're gonna like walk up to this sort of this ruinsy area. I think I have an image picked out for it. Do I? Yeah. This is gonna be like the inner sanctum. This is from Paleo Wolf. This track is called Hunter. As they enter, there are gonna be porks beckoning them in. After they already fought some porks. They already fought them. But the porks suddenly like, wait, no, we don't fight these. They beckon them in to some walls. I'm gonna skim through the music a little bit. I'm gonna describe this very, very epically, very like, you know, you guys approach a dilapidated ruins, tall walls and ancient stonework surrounds the area. The evening light, or whatever time of day it ends up being, is coming down through the canopy above in speckles. But up ahead through the entranceway in these walls, these porks are beckoning you in, and you can see some movement inside, and there's a raised section of stonework. Stairs go up onto a flat surface. And that's when they enter this area. And I'm gonna skim ahead in the song a little bit. Here. Yeah. The porks are like with their halberds. And then they enter, and here's the Hog King on his fucking arena. And look at all the pigs on the side. Spectating. He's gonna start on 4 legs, but he's gonna stand on 2 legs, medical meme, yes. In like phase 2, I think. You missed the chance to make it a gladiator arena where the pigs that escape cheer on the Hog King. That's what it is. That's what I'm showing you. That is what it is. It's a arena, and then these are the hogs that escaped on the side. And then there's porks in the, yeah. So it's gonna be scary as fuck. And then the Hog King is gonna be like, steam's gonna come out of his snout. It's gonna be scary as shit. I hope I don't get claimed for that music. And then built like a Rajan, confirmed. Kinda. I don't know if you saw the image just a minute ago. Ow! Oh, my back is starting to really kill me. Hold on. Where's the art that I did? Here. When he goes up on 2 legs, he's gonna look like that. It's gonna be nutty. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for today's campaign diary. You saw it? All right, perfect. Yeah, there it is again. So yeah, it's gonna be epic, guys. It's gonna be awesome. This is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this format for the campaign diary. It's a bit more long form. The stream ended up being almost 2 hours long. About an hour and 10 minutes of that were the actual summary of the session. But there's a lot of advice thrown in there, a lot of like expounding and reminding and chatting with people. So what you get is a longer video, more drawn out. I hope you don't mind that. But it was easier for me, more natural for me. And it means that I don't have to sit there and edit a video. Instead, it's just time spent with you. I can tell you about how the session went, and I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that this format is something you enjoyed. If you do like it, let me know. And I'm probably going to keep doing this because it's way easier for me to just tell you how the session went as opposed to cobbling together a video for it. Yeah, any last things you guys want to say or ask? Now's your chance. Any last questions or things you're excited for? The next session of this campaign should be, if all goes according to plan, this Saturday at... that's the 12th of March. So hopefully on like next Sunday evening, I'll be able to give you another live stream just like this one. Right afterward. It'll be fresh on my mind. I'll have notes ready. I'll be a little bit more prepared for that one. But yeah. Who would win, 100 Hog Kings or 1 Oaks McConnell? that one, that's a toss-up. That's just a coin flip. It could go either way. We love Mrs. Abner. Really enjoyed. This is great to hate. I'm glad. Have a great night. Was good. Quite relaxed in comparison to the videos, and it's easier for you. If it's easier for you, then great. It is easier for me. It really is. It's so much more natural. I'm way better, like I said, like I explained earlier. It's so much better for me to just, like, talk at a camera live than do scripted shit, so... And less editing is good. Less editing is always good. Love the stream. And I'll look at the NPC form. Yes, I will look at the NPC form for sure. If you want to submit an NPC idea for this campaign, head to the Discord server of Legends, link down below. Go to the Elder Vale channel, and then look at the pinned message for there's the campaign document, where you can see all the plans for the idea, all the plans for the campaign. There's the NPC document that shows you all the NPCs that we have already, and then there's the NPC submission form where you can submit your idea for an NPC. We have one just now from 5 Cats. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go look at that after the stream. We have some great ideas so far. Not all of them will make it in, guys. Because we have some crazy ideas. The less crazy the idea is, the more likely I'll implement it. But so that's the NPC submission. Do that if you feel like it. Oh, man. Hog King coming up on Epic Battle Simulator. Oh, it'll be awesome. Yes. No, Bark, I'm glad you were here. I'm glad you stopped by. But, listen. Like I said, the Hog King battle this Saturday. It's happening. We're going to have 1 pork encounter and then the King Boar himself. It's going to be nutty, and then there's going to be a big cool cutscene where they talk or they see like Tanner Harsk's lair and like get some cool magic shit. It's gonna be great. So that's gonna happen, and then world building stream maybe next week. World building stream. Stay tuned on the Discord and also to the community post on my main channel for updates on when the next world building stream might be. Cool, guys? We're gonna talk about probably the generals. So that's gonna happen. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned. Also, big changes coming for Chris the Absolute Legend real soon. Huge channel changes coming up real soon, so always stay tuned. Stay subscribed. Keep that bell rung. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Come hang out with me later. Say hi. I love all you guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all next stream. Probably Wednesday on my main channel for some games. This Wednesday for some games, guys. All right. See you around. Enough out of me. Bye-bye, y'all. Have a great night. Have a good day, you too. See ya.